Welcome back to Buff Del Campo. I'm Kim Fixes Things. In our last exciting episode, I put some exhaust on this Ford Bronco II. I'm gonna see if I can make this start again. It's been a bit. I don't think anybody cares anymore. Everybody's just watching the AI. This is all the wiring. The wiring is bad because I did it. Because the old wiring, the original wiring, caught on fire. And it's got a carburetor now instead of fuel injection. We're gonna see if this mess will at least fire up, and maybe if we can make it a little quieter. If it's quieter, we could drive around without getting a headache. The ignition key was supposed to turn things on and off. That doesn't work anymore. I think maybe the same wiring that was on fire is maybe melted in the column. But that's okay because it does make the things happen. Oh, there it's getting fuel. Come on. Come on. There it is. Fuel is doing a thing. You see? So how I have this set up is the pump's over here. It pulls from the tank. It pushes it into this filter. And then there's a T. There's no pressure regulator. There's just a T, like an overflow. It goes back to the tank, and that works. This doesn't need a lot of PSIs. Usually don't need a lot of PSIs. I don't know, we'll give it some taps. I'll bet you, I smell gas, I'll bet you it's got gas. Sometimes it wants to start with the key, other times it doesn't. Let's see what happens. You guys watch it. Let me know if anything catches on fire. Okay, we were having this problem before. The problem we were having before was this starter solenoid, in spite of being almost new, it doesn't want to go. It might be related to the same problem as the whatever's wrong in the, I don't know, but we can usually just take the wire that goes straight to the starter and just, yeah, that works. See if we can get it to go. Give it a couple gooses here. Whoop. Oh, well, that wasn't so bad. Okay, let's get it. Having some fuel delivery issues here. Try again. Of course it does. Well, that's what we're having here. Why is it squirting gas out? It's squirting a little bit of gas out somewhere. It's just a little cold-blooded. Anyways, I see one of the problems we're having here. One of the important problems we're having here is I never tightened up that exhaust manifold here is just like finger tight. Okay, there's a lot of problems here with the exhaust still. So we're gonna get at it. And then I don't know what the other problems are. We're gonna work on some of these problems, and until it gets dark, and then we'll live stream tonight. You could tell by my crazy hair that I've laid underneath it. I had to twist the muffler so that the pipe would go a little this way so that it would line up to the manifolds a little better. And then I used some baling wire, and I think I might have tightened it up enough to muffle it out a little bit. It already sounds better, but maybe it sounds even better. Let's see if we can get it started what it sounds like now. We're leaking gasoline somewhere, that's always good. I can hear the vacuum leaking somewhere, but if it warms up, it's usually okay, so I'm not too worried. It sounds better. It definitely sounds better. Sounds better. All right, let's clean up some of these tools, and we'll take it for a test drive. This is tough. Keep her moving. Maybe I'll just warm her up a little bit. It's definitely a lot quieter. Oh man, it was a monster in wide open headers. It's only a 6-cylinder, 2.9 V6, but yeah. Oh yeah, it sounds like a vehicle now, not like a monster. That's not too bad. Let's put the hood down. That. Got hood down, it didn't even stall. Such a nice vehicle. Everybody loves this thing. It is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Let's see. Do we have brakes? Sure. I think we're at 4 low. It's gonna stall. Have any gears? Come on, give me a gear. Too high. There we go. That's reverse. Doesn't even want to stall. Let's do it. We're going down in the fun spots. Down in the... Oh yeah, it's a little bumpy. A little bumpy. It's quieter though, a lot quieter. Ooh. Okay. in the trunk, but it is bumping around. Let's move this up so you guys can see. Can you see anything? Too high. It gets up and goes. All right, let's see. It's a lot quieter. But I've got no two. Only got one gear. Forward and reverse. Neutral. Drive. It only goes in one drive gear. Just the one. Might be a kick down problem maybe, huh? There is no kick down. That should make it. I don't know. Some smart people in the chat said that one of the shift problems I may be having with my Bronco II, it is a A4LD transmission, and this is a four-wheel drive, obviously. It doesn't shift out of one, they said, well, maybe your modulator valve. Well, the intake manifold that's on there is not at all factory, so who knows what kind of, and it's carbureted, so I have no idea what the vacuum signal is like, so I'm gonna have to run the engine and get a vacuum reading to see, kind of get a baseline for that. But also I want to take the modulator valve off of the transmission and put a vacuum pump on it to see how much vacuum is required to modulate, and therefore I can go about trying to match the signals or eliminate the modulator valve entirely from, it might not, it's a possibility. So we're going to process of elimination, see what's going on here. I'm going to go to the parts Ford. There's a Ranger down the hill that has a two-wheel drive of the same version of the same transmission that's in here. But I'll be able to just get I'll show you where the modulator valve is, pull it off, and we'll put a tester on it and see what happens. I know it's just like a diaphragm, so let's get about doing that. Here's the old Ranger. Waste not, want not. Here is the two-wheel drive A4LD, and that is, I believe, the modulator valve. There's some accumulator chumpies here and modulator. You can see it is vacuum actuated. Oh, and there's water in there. I'm sure that's good for it. Anyways, and there's just one bolt, and then it'll pull out with an O-ring. So I'm guessing like 10 millimeter or so. Oh, we don't have metric tools with us. We'll figure it out. You know what it was, is I was working on the skid loader. The skid loader is an old American tool, so I brought not metric. I bet you it's a damn 10 millimeter. Well, the good news is we have the everything wrench. Let's see if we can get it. There you go. Who needs a whole big old set of wrenches? All right, you understand how it goes. This just one clip, and then it'll yank right out of there, and then we'll take it up to the shop and we'll put a gauge on it and see what we can make it do. All right, we're in the shop with the mini vacuum pump, and there is the modulator valve as you would want to see it, and that little this little rod that comes out of here, it removes if you want. We got a loud bird up there. And I've already tested it a little bit, and it starts to move as you pump this. It starts to move between, that's about 10. You see, it starts to actuate between 10 and 15. After 15, it doesn't go any further. You see, this will slowly creep down. You can watch it pop itself back out. It's all the way out now. So maybe 12, 13 inches of vacuum. Did I say pounds of boost? Vacuum. So yeah. And there's leaks here, but I'm guessing it's this vacuum pump. It's kind of old. I really can't be sure if it's the... but at that rate, at that slow rate, the engine vacuum would still be enough. You know, a good engine vacuum would be enough to keep that pulled if you were... So, Jesus, Christmas. All right, there's a noisy bird in here. Anyways, there's a little flathead screw in there that you can adjust, so we can see if it's possible to adjust it more. But now that I know the size, I'm gonna pull the one out of the Bronco II. I'm not going to show you that because I have to crawl underneath, but I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to bring it in and compare and see if it's the same as this, and maybe make some adjustments and see if I can get it to actuate at how much lower I can get. Goodness gracious. Buck Del Campo says that's a frog. I think that's a baby bird. Okay, both of the modulator valves came in about the same place. The adjustment was already as light as it could possibly be. So what that means is I've got to do a test. The vacuum, the only place I have to get vacuum off this manifold that I made is off the base plate of the carburetor. It's like the port for the vacuum booster for the brakes, and that should be full manifold vacuum, but maybe because it's over there, maybe it's kind of not real clear. So I've got a vacuum gauge. It's on that line, and it's got a little bleeder, so if I hold my finger on it, anyways, vacuum gauge. So I'm gonna see if I can get this to start, warm it up just enough the vacuum signal looks like, and hopefully that will help us decide where to go next. So I'm just gonna let you watch me get it started, which I just did the other day. But anyways, I was on the phone with a friend, and I had to jump off of there so I could get this done before dark. So hopefully you could see Get some fuel pumpage going here. Looks like there might not be any fuel left in the tank. Or maybe it's because it's angled wrong. Well, let's see if we can get it to go anyways. I have a bad feeling about this. No vacuum at all. I don't even know how it can run, but apparently maybe the vacuum, maybe that port is blocked. That port was blocked. It's probably the carb gasket doesn't have the appropriate hole in it. So that means that we have to find a different place to get vacuum. That explains why we're not getting any modulation. There is a port for vacuum advance. Let's see how much we get from there. That's more like it. We got about 15 inches at idle. That ought to do it. Interesting stuff. We found that there's not the correct signal, vacuum signal. We found a place to get a signal. We're gonna need a smaller piece of hose to make this connection. But I think we're on the right track. Thank you. I'm not sure who it was who told me to check on the modulator thing, but wow, thank you so much. A vacuum gauge. When you have a vacuum advance or a transmission modulator issue, this is your best friend. And if you have one of those little hand pumps so you can test things on the bench, you gotta have one. I should probably have an Amazon link to something like that, but I don't. It's just really good diagnostic tools, right? Don't just start changing things. Do some tests. See what makes things tick. I did a little bit of research, and I basically it wasn't hard, you know. I took a couple hours, I figured out what to look for, and I traced down the problem is that probably a base plate gasket. I'm getting no vacuum out of this carb, but it's perfectly valid vacuum signal from another port. So yeah, that's what happens when you're using parts that never belonged on the vehicle. I'm so excited now because I should be able to, well, at least I get to change my expectations. My expectations are that I might be able to make the transmission work. Maybe. Thanks for watching. I will let you know. It's getting dark. I can't finish it tonight, but now I have a next step. So I'll see you on Tuesday night or Thursday night for the live streams, and see you then. Okay, it's testing day. Yeah, I put some gas in the tank because I'm pretty sure I didn't sit on the... Anyways, the vacuum line is hooked to the port that gives me a nice signal. Let's see if it runs, if it shifts. I'm excited, I'm hopeful, because we weren't getting any vacuum system. So here's to modulation. Let's see if we can get her to fire up. Fuel pump's coming on. Let's see if we get any fuel out of it. Come on, fuel pressure. Okay, that's not good. I broke the fuel line. Yep, that's fuel. Okay, so I broke a fuel line screwing around. Bad deal. Okay, gotta fix that. So that's what I was hoping for, was gasoline all over my arm and all over the wiring. I gave it a minute to just off gas, and now we're gonna see if we can get it just crank and start. Wish me luck. Okay, it's running good enough that we're gonna go up the road and see if it'll shift into gears automatically like it's supposed to. All right, this could really happen. I'm aghast that we've got all of the things after rebuilding the transmission, putting a different motor in. There's drive. It shifted! It shifted! I think it's in second. It shifted into third! It's in third! Yeah! Whee! We got it! We got gears! Oh man, we got gears! That is awesome! Okay, we don't have plates, so I gotta get back out of here. This is from a stop. Let's see what she does. There's one. There's two. We're in third gear. Oh, that's amazing. Automatic gear shiftage. Oh, after all this time. Woohoo! Now we need some switches on the dash. Maybe a push button start so we don't have to lift the hood. But this is amazing. This is amazing. Let's go ditch bagging. Whee! Wee-haw! Bag in the ditches. Burn through the witches and bag through the ditches and slam in the back of my Bronco. Whee! Hey, where's our gears? Uh-oh. What happened? We got no gear. Oh, there we go. I better check the transmission fluid. Woohoo! But it did shift. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll have more really soon. Boy, that makes putting it on the road to actually drive like maybe a possible thing. This thing is a heap, but it would be a lot of fun. It would be a real adventure to have something that you could just like ditch bag in. Like, let's see what's down in that hole. Oh man. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.